The Biomuse is a general purpose nervous system to MIDI interface, and we have various kinds of physiological inputs that we can give it to transform into music. What I have here, I'm wearing the headband around my neck. I'm about to put it on to Ben here. And also, this is an example of one of the armbands we use to pick up the muscle signals. These can be used on any muscle group depending really on the configuration of the band. These are designed for use on the arms, but we also have large bands that I don't have an example of right here, but we can put on legs and possibly pick up neck muscles as well. So what I'm going to do now, I've already put the little sensor contacts in place here, and I'm just going to put this on Ben's arm. So we'll be able to pick up his arm muscle movements. We're going to put one on each arm, and then Ben will be able to control note ons and offs as well as note number.
Which way you want to put it on? Okay. And two things should be noted about the thing. First of all, these are little disposable electrodes that are very inexpensive, and you just snap into the armband. The other thing is we're working on some armbands that actually have electrodes that can stay on there the whole time, so you don't even have to dispose of them. And so what these do is they just sit over top of the muscles, and they actually measure the muscle tension underneath. They don't measure movement. There are instruments out like data gloves and things that measure the movement of your fingers and the movement of your arms. This is not what this does. This measures the actual muscle tension underneath the armband. So he's going to help me put on the other armband, and then we'll take a look at it. Or take a listen to it anyway.
And these electrode contacts are also reusable. So when we're done at the end of the session, you can take them off and put them away, and then use it again after several hours or a day.
What we have over here is the actual Biomuse device itself. And the Biomuse device consists of a patch box. Yeah. And put it over here, run it behind me, so I don't trip over my own wires. The patch box has 8 inputs. It has inputs for 2 muscle controllers, actually 3 muscle controllers, only 2 of which we're showing you now. There's inputs for what's known as the eye controller, and we'll show that in a minute, and also some brainwave controllers as well. And what the Biomuse does is it takes this signal into the box and converts it to MIDI code, which is sent out. Here, this is the musical code that goes straight into a standard musical synthesizer, which is sitting on the bottom here. So, if I turn the Biomuse on, type in. What I'm typing in now is, if you think to yourself, everybody's got a different size muscle. You have people with huge biceps and small biceps and things like that, and you can imagine different performance situations. So what we type in is the amount of control that you have, how much muscle tension turns a note on, how loud or soft the note becomes. So that's what I'm typing in right now. And if you can hear it, what I'm doing now, what you just heard is a note turning on, and it turns on by just flexing my muscle. And
once more, please.
And then you can hold the note, and you can make it louder. And release the note. And this can control things, not just, we just have it controlling, standard synthesizer can control sequencers, sequence of notes. You can use it basically to control any musical instrument that understands MIDI. So, we can also try, that's the left arm, see if we can. what I'm doing now, and it's hard to see because, like I said, you don't have to move the arms. You just have to flex the muscles underneath the arms. What I'm doing now is just changing the pitch. By just adjusting the muscle tension underneath this band. So this band is controlling the pitch, and this band's turning the note on and controlling the volume. And those are completely mappable. They can control anything that you want them to control, any musical parameter that you can think of. Do we have an action?
Okay.
What the right arm does is controls turning the note on. So what it's doing is it's measuring the muscle tension underneath the band, and when it gets enough muscle tension, it's going to turn the note on. And it also controls the volume of it, so the more muscle tension I put, the louder the note comes. So there's two things controlled by this band: the note turning on and the loudness. Those are the two things from that band. And then in the left band, what I do is I'm controlling the pitch and the vibrato. So when I strike a note, I get a certain sound, and after the sound is struck, I can control the vibrato, and I can control the pitch by tensing this. So it's hard to see what's going on, but what's happening is that I'm adjusting the tension underneath this band, and that's controlling the pitch. And what you can do is think in your mind that I'm doing an air violin. So this hand is controlling the pitch of the violin, and this hand is turning the note on. So it's low note, very low note, medium note, high note. So, and that's basically what it does. And like I said, after you've struck the note, you can control the vibrato.
It's worth mentioning, too, that it's worth mentioning also that, as Ben was demonstrating, that the right arm does something and the left arm does something else. It's a program. It's software. And of course, this is not all the BioMuse does. It's a particular demonstration we have running now to show the principle or the concept of physiological signals being transformed into sound in music. And so the essence of this demo is the air violin, but we could just as well do stand here motionless and with isometric movements, that is no physical movement but just muscle tension, produce a large amount of sound as well. That's the wonderful thing about the BioMuse, is that it's software controllable. The hardware itself is finished. It doesn't need any other alterations in order to produce the sounds that we want. And so when we wish to make changes for a particular program or composition, it's just a matter of programming the computer.